sorry again for today being uber late, but League of Legends Worlds and all that's on right now. So my schedule for 4 days out of every week's exceptionally awkward. Today we're going to be trying the red deck from Worlds. PV wrote an article about it. It's on channelfireball.com if you're interested in going and looking at it. Um, I don't have a whole lot of time today, and this is a fairly fast deck, and I've had a few requests to play it, so all that combined, today felt like a pretty good day to do it. Um, but yeah, we're just going to jump straight into the matches. I actually don't think Red Deck wins is super well positioned right now. I think it's a deck that probably goes 50-50 versus most things, or versus the field at large, rather. That's good enough. Like, there's not a whole lot of opportunity to outplay people. I mean, I'm obviously going to make play mistakes because I'm bad or whatever, but like, um, but the deck's solid. The deck can certainly get you wins. It's explosive. We win a lot of dash rolls. I feel like we'll do pretty good. So the first match, we won the dash row, and let's look at our opening 7. We have a 1-land hand, and we don't have a Hazret. If we were on to draw, I might would gamble, but I'm willing just to go ahead and mulligan that. This hand's probably better, while being worse at the same time. It's kind of interesting. But this is a pretty easy keep though. I mean, we have our most powerful spell. We have our invocation art of it. We opened that invocation art, by the way, in a PAX. The only reason we have it. I'm actually going to keep that. Versus most decks, we do need some kind of removal spell. Yeah, so it's very likely just Teamer. He has the turn 1 Magma Spray. That seems incredibly good for him. This is a bad match, and we mulliganed, and our hand's not good, so things probably aren't going to go well here. Especially if they just happen to have a second removal spell, then things are going to go miserable, but well, no second removal spell seems decent. It's going to end of turn second removal spell? That doesn't even make sense. Thanks for the auto host, Chris. We do appreciate it. It's like we just can't beat them. Let's save the lightning strike. Apparently, we shouldn't even have kept it on top. It means the Hazard can't attack this turn, but when I look at those lands, I'm not expecting this Hazard to resolve anyway. I'm obviously just going to play it if he has Censor, he has Censor, but like there's Essence, Scatter, Supreme Wills, Disallows, like just a million things. Like playing around Censor, I don't think gets me anywhere. Just drawing several relevant threats in a row is what would. Well, that's not a relevant threat. I can't imagine what blue-red deck should have Ramunap runes in it. Potentially like the Riddle form deck or whatever, but like he's just not played one yet. Yeah, he had double removal spell and a counter spell, so versus our mulligan. Our mulligan and our flood. We've drawn 6 lands in 11 draw steps. It's pretty insane. Yes, it's just whatever. Sacrifice one of these things. We do have, 14 damage. He's going to have disallows and he's going to have some kind of clock, so this 14 damage is very unlikely to be good enough. Yep, cool. The 7th land in 12 cards. Well, that closes the game very quickly, so I don't think we have enough time to turn all of these things into spells. Come on, deck. Don't think we have 3 turns. A shock or something would have been not even a good draw step. Alright, we'll just go ahead and scoop. This game's pretty over anyway. So versus control decks, you kind of just want to bring in as many things with power and toughness as you can. The shocks just rarely kill anything in these decks. The braids rarely kill anything, and you do have some number of lightning strikes. But you probably sideboard most of your lightning strikes out as well. Probably just like bring in all these things with power and toughness. Being able to do consistent damage is more important than like being able to throw one thing at their head. And he's not showed us a creature that we need to kill, or that we even can kill, so just get rid of more burn spells then. Hopefully we won't mulligan into a massive mana flood. Alright, this hand's keepable. This card doesn't really do a whole lot. They will always have a removal spell for it. Alright, opponent. I played that one first in case he uses a counterspell or something, or like kills this Beaumont Courier. That maybe the Cropper will survive, but it may not even have been the right ordering. I guess I'm going to play the one that doesn't have haste. Does leave 2 threats on the table. Well, so Chandra can resolve now if we draw a land. Couldn't draw a land though. That would just be too lucky. Opponent missed a land too though, so, and by opponent missed a land too, I mean he didn't. I was just trying to channel it. Hey, thank you for the host as well, Total. The motto host doing the businesses. He actually did miss the land drop that time. Alright. Well, our next couple turns are pretty easy then. Short. Bash for 4, down to 9. If he keeps missing land drops, we have a good chance. I'm gonna go ahead and play this instead of the Chandra. Thanks, nerd. Nerdcore MMA. I appreciate it, man. Sure. To your head. And let's get nasty across this table with our little monkey. The funky monkey. Yarr. So he has to deal with the board, and we have a potential haste Fred at this point. That doesn't really do much. Alright. He's done. Whee! Whee! Alright, so game 3. I don't think I want to change anything. Again, he's still just not showed us anything that we could use these on. There's a potential that he'd have like Whirler Virtuosos or something in the sideboard, but we don't know that he has them, so we're just going to submit and hope for an aggressive draw. This is not an aggressive draw. Alright, we'll keep it. It's not particularly good, but do I want a Chandra? Not really. I want creatures for the early game. Oh, cool. I wonder what he has in his hand. Turn 1 Magma Spray, all 3 games. Could be running to full 4 though, so we don't know if it's lucky or not lucky. Oh, well, never mind. He didn't have it. He just played that thing to make me think he had it, I guess. That's reasonable. Yeah, this is definitely an aggressive draw. Just need to pop a few lands off the top. How you been doing, nerd? That just sounds rude. How have you been doing, nerd? I'll say, how have you been doing, core ilmilme? That sounds more polite. To the face. I don't know which one of these I'm supposed to lead with. This could just get censored again, but like, whatever. Lead with the one that can attack. Just in case he has a Swelter to Sun or something. I don't know. I can't think of a good reason to. Hey, thank you for the follow, Carmen. Land? Landarini? That's not a Landarini. Been grinding Esper tokens for a paper PTQ tomorrow. Brain is melting. Oh yeah. I can understand that one. It's a fun deck. Man, you better hope there's no mirrors. Can you imagine doing all the triggers in a mirror match? Whew. That'd be plumb nasty. Karate Chop. Hey, opponent didn't have a removal spell. That's kind of nice. Might untap and just play like Lucas God? That's not a Lucas God. Um, so I guess he very likely has just a Torrential Gearhulk here. Eh, as a Torrential Gearhulk, he's not getting the Counterspell or Hazard with it. We still get to deal at least 1 point of damage. For the mirror, Esper gets River's Rebuke. Oh. Yeah, that's pretty solid. Oh wow, he's going to take 2. His hand must be really good if he's going to take 2. I don't think I would ever take that 2 if I didn't have a second Gearhulk in my hand. He didn't attack though, so he may not. Yeah, that sounds actually pretty sweet. No, don't have more counter spells. Counter spells are how we lose. I'm just gonna play this. Knowing our luck, he'll have drawn another counter spell. Looks like another counter spell. We're in pretty bad shape right now. We sideboarded our braids out. We do have this little 4/4 to bring back, but wow, he attacked. Rip. You know what he drew if he attacked, right? Okay. Not sure how to beat a second Gear Hulk from this spot. None of my plays seem like they work. Oh, you just drew a removal spell? Okay, I may have punted then. Now he's not attacking? That's kind of interesting. Alright, I'm going to try to play this one since he's not dead anyway. He's down to 1 card. Like, we can't kill him with just deserts. We have to get some kind of damage in that's a non-desert source. Well, gosh, that gives us a lot of outs. It looks like we got it. I didn't think we were going to get that game. It was looking kind of badly for us. Kind of badly. Is badly a word? Anyway, so River's Rebuke. Card, River's Rebuke. Just 6 mana. That's pretty nice. Alright, so we're going to fire up the second game here. First game in 19 minutes. Still a little long, but the second game popped up very quick. I kind of like that card. Yeah, they seem pretty good. Locust God's a card that I always thought was underplayed. This hand feels kind of weak, but I think it's good enough to keep. We have a 1-drop, 2-drop, and a removal spell. I pretty much always want a 1-drop, 2-drop, and a removal spell in almost all of my hands versus almost all decks. That is fair. I saw Nassif try Veraska, a 4-color build. Eric Hawkins was trying that as well. They had like one forest and some Veraskas in the side. I'm not sure how good that is. So these two Abrades are just absolutely dead in this match. So looks like we were probably very likely to drop another game one. Oh well, never mind. He could be some other kind of deck. Hey, Hof Eflo. I do not know if that's how you pronounce your name, but welcome. Veraska is really nice. It's one of the cards from this set I've actually been most impressed with. So opponent may just be on Sultai Energy then, which is supposedly not a favorable match for me either. We do have a pretty good draw to play versus Sultai Energy though. Alright, to your face. I'm gonna go ahead and kill this. Whatever. I know I could make the Earthshaker make it not be able to block, but I don't want him drawing a card. And we get to attacking for 6 down to 7 here. And we have more than that we have more than that amount of damage in play. We just have to try to find a mountain before the game's over. Just have to try to find a mountain before he finds a way to kill us. This is supposedly an unfavorable match, though, and they may have, like, Trial of Ambition or something insane out of the board, which would make it even worse. The basic mountain is literally the best thing we can draw here. Comes close to just locking up the game. Don't care which of these he kills at this point. He's taking 3 damage. He even takes 1 if he has a Fatal Push, and 1's enough. It puts him on a 3-turn clock. So opponent needs a way to gain life, kill a Ramunap runes, or deal 19 damage this turn. Some of those feel a lot less likely than the others. Okay. So we did what red decks do. Alright, so sideboarding versus Teamer is a little bit interesting. We probably, or the Teamer deck, we probably want these and we probably want these. I believe that this card isn't particularly great because they have Blossoming Defense and the only 2-drop in their deck is... Sorry, the only thing that's X2 in their deck that you can really kill profitably is Glint. Whereas if we were playing versus Teamer, I would leave them in. You can also kill Rogue Refiner, but plenty of other ways to kill a Rogue Refiner. I really don't know what the last card to take out is. I feel like this card's not great here. That's what I used to always take out, but I also feel like this random X ones aren't great versus Walking Ballista in general. I'm probably going to just take out one of those then. Also don't like Chandra's versus Blossoming Defense and or Walking Ballista. Oh, well, this hand's got all sorts of power in it. So let's mulligan it. This hand's not very strong at all. And there's only one land. Alright, we'll mulligan it too. Alright, we'll keep this very slow, irrelevant hand. I imagine we're getting smashed this game. Could have put that on the bottom because we need a bunch of lands, but we're in a spot where I feel like we have to get kind of lucky anyway, so we might as well keep a fairly good creature if we have to get lucky. Well, I've never not killed a Winding Constrictor the second I could. Hello, little Lone Tusk Cabarini. I guess we'll play this thing. Can't really attack with the Cropper because he could just have Blossoming Defense. So they might as well put a Menace Threat in play that's a little harder for him to block. I think somebody is showering across from my room. And in which case, I highly apologize to you guys if you can hear the shower. That's a Rogue Refiner. The opponent's kind of way ahead here. Guess I'm going to play this one. So this one can't be blocked this turn. If he doesn't have a Hostage Taker and doesn't have a Roska's Contempt, hopefully we'll just be able to like block this out the rest of the game. It's got Menace, bub. Wouldn't have attacked if it didn't. But if he has either of those cards, we're not very likely to win because like he's got a pretty fast clock on board anyway. Like he's attacking for 7. Oh, yes, he does have Cartouche. So we can't win this game anymore. Hey Corey, just can't win this game anymore. If this ever dies anyway, at the moment, like that's still on the table. I'm assuming at some point it's going to die though. I just attack with it all for like 10. That's probably not good. If he just has a removal spell, I'm dead then. If he has the Blossoming Defense, I don't care now. Sure. So we're dead to a Hostage Taker, we're dead to Vraska's Contempt, but like we were dead to him finding a removal spell for the Ferostodon either way, so like it feels fine to put him on that. No, he doesn't have it this turn, so at least that's good. Well, What can we do? Nothing? Nothing. Yeah, I do not like playing against this deck. But this deck's pretty fun. Like, it's a reasonable deck. So we're pretty dead on board if he attacks with everything. Yep. Well, that's game, folks. Alright, next game. So we did see a little bit about how he sideboarded. He does have the Cartouche of Ambition. Is there anything in here that I feel makes us decent versus that? Not really. I guess these seem like they would have been good that game. Hey, thank you for following, Nira6. Yeah, deserts are some of my favorite cards from Hours. I really don't like the Beaumont Couriers in this match. Maybe the Effort Spear Harvesters are okay. It's kind of hard for them to kill, and it can keep gaining me life. And I really, really, really don't want the Beaumont Couriers versus a Walking Ballista deck. Or do we have to mulligan again? Is this going to be 3 mulligans in 6 games? Yep, I think we have to mulligan again. Rip. Alright, double mulligan to 5 after we won game 1's kind of a tilt, but whatever. Part of Magic. It certainly felt like this for 2 days now, though, which is a little bit of a frustration. So do we let him kill the Harsh Mentor, or do we let him kill the Carl Zev, or do we just pass turn? I think we just pass turn. He's very likely going to play a 2-drop. And I'm going to look like a fool if he doesn't. Yeah, look like a fool. That's fine. I've looked like a fool before. Right, don't care if he uses a removal spell on this one. But we about knew that he had the Fatal Push, so we didn't want to get rid of one of our good spells. We're pretty buried this game, though. There's very little we can do to win now. And if he's got Blossoming Defense, we're just dead. He's played like he has Blossoming Defense, so. I guess I could have attacked, because if he has it, we're dead regardless. Sure. I would block now because it's still a 1-for-1 now. Like, even if he has a Blossoming Defense, he's using a card now, and our Lightning Strike could kill this post-combat. So, like, we're trading this for his Blossoming Defense, but it's turning our Lightning Strike live. So, in the end, we went 2 for 2 on cards, which isn't great since we've already mulliganed twice, but it's the best we could do, and the Long Tusk Cub can run away with the game. Mulligan into 5 twice because of lands kind of sucks. Certainly can't block here. He's tapping what looks like 5 mana. Oh, no, it's just a Walking Ballista. Well, that's not good for us either. Really need another removal spell basically this turn to fight this thing. So him not having another Fatal Push would be nice. I don't feel like we got to play Magic either game that we lost here. I don't know if you guys tuned into yesterday's stream, but we had mana problems all 5 matches yesterday as well. With a completely different deck. I can't imagine a way to win this game from here. I guess drawing Hazoret and him not having an answer to it could work, but that's the only world that I could see this happening, and that doesn't seem very likely. Yep. Can't block. Can't block, won't block. Well, that's not a Hazoret. So are we dead if we attack? Take 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Technically not dead. Alright, we attack then. Should probably just attack with these two. Didn't need to show him to land, but oh, he's got a Vraska's Contempt. Still can't even imagine a way to win from here. Short. Right on time. He's got another removal spell too. Okay, great. Oh, that's not a removal spell. I don't have an out anyway though. Like if he just has an untapped land, this thing's a 5/5. Like I'm dead on board. I was definitely dead on board, but he missed it. Because like if he attacks with both, whichever one I block, he just turns the other into a 4 power. Alright. Look at our draw step and then we'll scoop. Guess I wasn't dead on board. This only has 2 counters, not 3. Sorry. The cartouche made it the 3/3. I apologize. I was wrong. Alright, move into the next match. Apologize about that. I was wrong. I was not dead on board either way. Hey, Dumbo, what it is, man? What it is? What have you been into, Dumbo? Opponent? Yeah. Hey, we won a dice row. Well, what's with these hands? Alright, I guess we'll keep this one. I'll put that on top. So we're going to lead with the Soulscard Mage. We lose one counter from the Beaumont Courier, but we can play a Soulscard Mage and a Beaumont Courier both next turn, so... We did it, boys. 3-1 drops on turn 2. I think that's called unlocking the dream. Oh, it's a walking ballista? Well, the dream's dead. It's kind of interesting, though. We might actually get to draw 2 cards off the Beaumont or something if he tries to, like, block and then sack and deal 1 to the Beaumont. Because if we draw a land, I would throw away the Beaumont. I would throw away the shock for 2 cards. Alright, well, we don't get that option, but... I was thinking it was kind of interesting whether he was going to use it like that or not. It's down to 13, and we are what I refer to as on empty. Okay. Was that a good draw? Hey, thanks for following. Tanapon 2 and Tar 1988 or 1998. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We can put him at 3. Yeah, I'm down with that. So he's got to deal with 2 threats next turn. And he's now in lightning strike range if we draw it. And as long as he doesn't gain life, we can always just rip some lands and get him with the runes. Have no idea what our opponent's playing. He showed us 2 artifacts, 2 swamps, and a Deadlands. No idea what he's playing. Can't even guess what he's playing, so I'm not going to sideboard. All of these cards seem relevant. Like, he's got to have creatures that I would want to kill if he's trying to crew that thing. Could be that mono black aggro deck with a really, really, really bad draw, but that doesn't seem likely either. We'll keep it. It's kind of weak, but this card's good versus the one thing he showed us, which was a Effort Spear Harvester. So he's just like a black-green deck then, I guess? Hey, BB Goose. What's up, man? BG Goose. Why'd I call you BB Goose? Hey, thanks, it's Saki, for the follow. Appreciate it. If you guys heard that loud noise, apparently somebody is up to no good in my neighborhood. I feel like I always have to kill that card as soon as I see it. That may be wrong. Like they're probably playing a blossoming defense deck, so this might be the only time to really kill it. And that's one of the cards that like can race what we're doing. Could have also potentially just played the Harsh Mentor, but Scavengerini. I'm gonna kill this thing too. All these black-green decks have to be pretty favored versus us, right? Still has 5 cards in his hand. Get got, friend. I apologize if you guys hear that bumping. There's somebody in the other room. Does the opponent just have like a Gearhulk or something? No 8/8. Well, that's not an 8/8. I'm gonna start by going ahead and shocking that thing so that I can see whether I feel safe to attack with everything. Nice. If he had a blossoming defense, I didn't have to attack. I would have just attacked with this guy. I know it doesn't kill it and he still gets like chump block or whatever, but he could just be smart and be using the defense now and like block this guy, but it seems okay. I don't know, that might have been a bad play the more I think about it. Maybe I should have saved a shock. Yeah, I don't like that how I played that turn. I think that was bad of me. Opponent apparently needs to draw something that's not just land. Yeah, that shock was really bad the more I think about it. That's not just land. That's our dumbest of hazards. It's got like Veraska or Hour of Glory or something. Sure. Almost pretty low now. We still have a Ramunap runes. Do 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 do. Is that a good draw? So our hazards are stuck together now. So now we're running hot. To make up for when we ran code earlier, now we're running hotter than the sun. Opponent has infinite Veraskas though, so it's like kind of working out for him either way. So he goes down to 2 here, I think. Unless he has another removal spell in his hand. Could go down to 1. Alright, well, he has to deal with the board and deal with the Ramunap runes. It's probably hard for him to do it in this board state. Yeah, well, he concedes, and we're now 2-1. It's about how I figured this deck would go. Like, the games, I don't think are ever going to be particularly close. I don't like how we played to shock that turn, but I like the rest of what we've done. I don't think maybe we've sideboarded him properly in a game, but I don't feel like we've had a lot of decisions. Next round. We did not win the dice row. God. I'm not going to keep it. This is a 24 land build. Yep. Okay. I know people don't like hearing when people say things, but every time that I get 1900 plus just from playing leagues, I get mana screwed back down to like 1700, 17 or 1670 before I start getting reasonable draws. Whatever. I'm just gonna play this main phase, but I don't even care. The 3-2, if we can get there, will be plenty. Oh, so he's some kind of Bant deck with a desert. He could be that Bant approach deck I saw. Yeah, we probably can't beat that deck at all, ever, in a million years. We certainly can't beat it with this draw. I don't know how they have room for like those, but they are an Hour Promise deck, I think. It's kind of an interesting one to counterspell. Maybe they don't have anything then? Nope, they had something. It's kind of weird that they would even counterspell that other one then. I guess they could have just drew that or something. Not a fan of the come into play tap desert in any, or come into play tapped land uh in any deck whatsoever that plays approach. Like you'll lose a lot of games. You'll lose more games from this coming to play tap than you will it being a casual like cycle card. And there's plenty of other things that you can get with Hour of Promise that you don't need to like put the bad deserts in your deck for it. Sure. My sound cuts off? Hey, Geo. Man, that sucks. I really hope it doesn't cut off. Is anybody else that's listening, are they having the sound cutting off issue as well? Untap land to give us a chance. That is the bestest of untapped lands. Ah, they just hit the 7th mana. That's pretty bad. It's probably just approaching game then. So they go to 10. So we have a lot of outs. Any shock, any lightning strike, any Earthshaker Kenra. Not in a braid. Huh, that's really odd. I don't know. Yeah, so they do just have both. Alright. Oh well. Thought we had a chance when they played the land. So versus these decks, they don't really have creatures. So like all of the removal spells are particularly bad. Whereas they're just a little bad versus some builds. Wait, where's the other removal spells? Like the shocks and the lightning strikes are even bad. I don't think we have enough stuff to bring in, but like all of those cards are just bad in this match. I'll bring in anything with haste, even though they probably have some number of 40 of councils, and anything with power. And then whatever's left is just going to be lightning strikes. Alright, looks like only one card's left. I get a bit of choppiness and sound still. I can hear you just fine. By the way, welcome everyone. I don't think I saw a lot of you before. Alright, we'll just submit this and hope it's good enough. We were pretty close last game. We were one turn off. This hand's fine. The Beaumont Couriers are actually really good. They're going to get in a nice bunch of chip damage. Hopefully the Hazard will come down and do something relevant. If they don't have a ramp spell, we can actually even play the Hazard before the Beaumonts. Or, sorry, before we have to sack Beaumonts, rather. These things get in a nice little bit of chip damage. If he's playing the version from the 5-0 yesterday, they only have 2 of 40s and they don't have a lot of coming to play tap lands, so the odds of them being able to afford it on turn 1 are exceptionally low. They do probably have some number of what am I trying to say here? Probably some number of settled wreckages that I have to pay attention to. So he chose not to cycle what appeared to be a cast out. 40 of the councils. Right on time. Well, he didn't leave blue mana up, so we're just going to play the Hazard. The right on time was a joke, by the way. I realized that the Hazard can't attack this turn. So they could have settled the wreckage. It's something that we have to pay attention to. Which means we probably won't put this guy in combat. We do present lethal even without putting that guy in combat. It's kind of interesting. So they do have settle, which is a little unfortunate. How much do I like my hand compared to what I could draw? I probably don't. So we're going to hold control, I think is how you hold priority in this game. Is that right? I think control is how you hold priority. I'm going to Google it just so I don't mess up. It is control. Alright. So I guess we're just going to draw with this guy while holding priority and draw with this guy. Oh, I messed up. Oh, no, never. Never mind. I did not mess up. It's still okay, though. Because, like, right now, I'm not in super good shape. I kind of just want to deal 2 damage to him. That's probably not good enough. I'm going to keep putting something on the board, I guess. He stops me from gaining life when I play more things. So he kind of needs to cast out the Hazard Ixalan's Binding. Oh, wow. He's going to pick that one? That's not the one I would have picked. So I guess we'll start with playing the Desert. I have to actually tap my mana correctly. So this guy can't attack this turn no matter what. Do I care enough to play a Harsh Mentor? Yep. Sure does. I don't think I care about the Harsh Mentor. Just going to exile the top card and deal 2 damage to him. Let's see if we can beat him by being able to untap with Hazard this turn and untap next turn. He's got to like deal with the Chandra and the Hazard from here. Yep, on Beaumont Courier, the discarding part, like if you notice it says discard your hand, comma, sacrifice Beaumont Courier. So like everything that happens in front of the colon is part of the cost. So you pay the cost on the first one, which discards your original hand, but you don't let the other abilities resolve. Yeah, so what's this? Creatures gain 3 life. That's actually pretty good. So he goes back up to 6, which is really bad for me, to be honest. I guess we're going to say no to that. We'll go ahead and play the land in case we draw a hazard and want to make multiple activations in one turn. If he just untaps and has an approach, we're in bad shape, though. Guess we'll go ahead and use this just in case there is a disallow or something in his deck. Hey, Mac, what's up, man? So we have 2, and I'm making quotation marks here, ways to be lethal next turn, but neither of them may be good enough. Alright, looks like they were good enough. What are you into, Mac? Hey, thanks for following, Colum Impure. I'm positive I pronounced your name exceptionally bad, but welcome, welcome, welcome. I would give you a hug if I was close enough. I actually probably would not give you a hug. I don't like to touch people. Kind of weird. Kind of weird. Don't like to touch people. Yeah, but something to keep in mind is just anything in front of the colon is part of the activation. So, all right. So let's go to game 3 versus Bant Approach, I guess. Kind of want to try that Bant Approach deck. All right, this hand is not good enough, I don't think. We have some powerful spells, but I feel like we need a clock. You are weird, dude. I'm not weird. I think this hand's a little bit better than what we had. Certainly don't want that. Technically was a desert, but not a good enough desert. We really just want to hit a Beaumont? Not a Beaumont. Hey, Maticus Bradicus, thank you for the follow. Appreciate it, man. What's this? Oh, this is the find a million lands, then kill us with a Maze of If dude, right? Yeah, 7 or more lands, pretty nice. Puts it into your hand, though. It's like a pretty slow card. Three lands off the top after we've mulliganed and kept a mediocre hand. Always the funnest. We did put one of those on the bottom of the scry. Like, even if I was playing his deck, I would have probably sideboarded this slow of a card out. I guess it's a way to kill Hazoret, but I feel like if he gets in that stage of the game, he's probably beat us anyway. I don't feel like you need medium ways to kill Hazoret. No. So he doesn't even have the land drop and we get to resolve a Hazoret? He's got a bunch of cast outs and bindings and crap, though, so, like, great. This is a 2 of under deck, so him drawing 1 both games is a little unlucky. We've not drawn a non-land spell this game. Or did we draw the Pia? I can't even remember. We may have drawn the Pia. Sure. Another land. That's 8 in our top 12 cards. So if he has a Wrath, we're just going to lose this game. So I'm just going to keep putting stuff on the table. Chandra would be the card that I want to draw the most. Cool. It's kind of weird. Sandy's probably is pretty bad if he's Desert's Hold. Basically gives him 3 life if he has a desert and doesn't let our thing attack, block, or use its activated abilities. Just so I can F6. Sure it does. You bring a Ravavan in play and they gain 1 life from the Ravavan, the monkey. But the monkey comes into play tapped and attacking, so you still do 1 damage from the Ravavan, or you still do 2 damage total instead of 3. Right on time, 1 drops. So like even now it breaks even. But I have to attack with it and let them break even, or he could just untap this. Warhand's been pretty great this game. Drawn 6 spells and 14 cards. Not very likely to win many of those games. And there's the Wrath of God. Oh, it's an approach. It's even worse. Even worse, my friends. So now we have 7 or less turns to figure out how to deal 19 damage. Guess what we're not going to do it with? The 9th land and 15th card? You guessed right. So we're pretty dead here. Like, we legitimately don't even have an out. Maybe if he has 0 answer to a Hazoret, we can draw a Hazoret and it wins in 3 turns or whatever. But it doesn't even win in 3 turns because of that. Maybe a Chandra? Alright, so we're dead. Another land and we're dead. Speaking, I consider myself an approach expert, and I'm not a fan of his build. It seemed considerably worse to mono red than the build we currently play while having no upside. But it's not that big of a deal. So we're currently 2-2 on the day. We've lost to approach, lost to Sultai Energy, beat blue red control, and beat black green energy, and we're playing for a pity chest. We did not win the dice roll. And we have 6 lands. Yeah, this hand's reasonable, I guess. We'll keep it. It's a desert and it can actually cast a cropper, but there's just a ton of decks that Beaumont Couriers do literal nothing versus. I think I'm just going to play the Shaker this turn rather than play the Courier for an extra card. I just want to get the power on the table and start attacking as quickly as I can. We already mulliganed. I'm not 100% sure where our opponent's even playing right now. It's probably some kind of improvised deck, but he was probably mana screwed if he did that. Oh, I don't know what he did it twice. I have no idea then. Alright, well, not worried about the Beaumont. We're just going to attack for 6. Let God sort it out. Reveal the top 3 cards of your library. For each of those cards, put that card into your hand unless your opponent pays free life. So, exile and pay free life for any number of these cards. So I can just pay 9 life and make him get rid of them all? Okay. No cards for you. Torment of Hellfire. It's not a card I thought I was going to see today. I did see Sam play it earlier, and it said, "Did I break the format?" But I kind of thought he was joking. I think he was playing like a Jund deck though, so I'm not exactly sure. Now I need to read. These cards. Sacrifices a non-land permanent and/or discards a card. Alright, so he showed us hidden stockpiles, which means he probably has things that can gain life. These feel like they're good versus things that can gain life. These feel like they're good versus things. Stockpile decks are traditionally weak to flyers. The shocks probably ain't good. I don't know about the braids. I have no idea what he's playing really. Just keep everything with haste in it then. Let's try this. If he shows us more creatures or whatever, we can sideboard differently for game 3. He shows the hidden stockpile, so I imagine there's not a lot of creatures. Gonna mulligan this hand too. Rip. I guess we should have kept the other hand. Alright, we'll keep. This hand seems reasonable. We'll keep the third land too. Go Beaumont Courier. You are everything, little Beaumont Courier. And it's been like this for a couple days. Like I said, I feel like maybe I'm just superstitious, but I feel like every time that we're above 1900 for a few days from just leagues, that we get hit by the bad luck openers. But I mean, we have to get pretty lucky to even get 1900, so it's not that big of a deal. What do? Are you the one that add 1 mana, put a brick counter on it, add 3 mana? That card's kind of cool. So I guess we should have left the braids in if he's ramping with cards like that. It's a pretty good draw though. Getting a lot of garbage 6s as well. Still going about 50-50 though, which is before we played the first game what I said I expected out of this deck. Opponent's mana screwed. Rip. We certainly got a really good 5 though. This 5 was great, especially when our opponent's 7 was bad. But yeah, our 5 was great. But at least has the third land now because he's got that old Renegade Mapperini over there. It says players only. Sacrifice it to deal 1 damage to target player. Ooh, got us. Land? That's not a land. Still just gonna throw 3 damage at his face. We have a second chance to draw a land because he Bontu'd, so. One time, do it. We did not do it. Hey, local, what's up, man? Well, we had 2 draw steps to find a land. Sure. Third draw step for a land? Nope. And now if we draw a land, it's not even good. Like we have to play this before we can get this. Or as I refer to it, we not in a good shape here, friends. This thing's getting ready to get turned on. No, wait, that's actually good for us. That turns Hazoret back on if we draw land. I don't think he can choose not to take a card. Yeah, so Hazoret's turned back on now, which is pretty nice. One time? Yeah, we did it. That's best land too. Get 5'd. Woo! Oh man, I was just gonna untap. I would slap your mom for some pizza. And I don't even know the lady. She could be a sweetheart. I don't have any idea. No. No. Oh, okay. Um. All right. It's time to murder something, I guess. $37 or 40 people almost watching me get browned over here. Dude, I was making a joke. Alright, let's proceed to getting cast out. That's just 5 lands, so we can't bring him out yet. Could have held that land and like threw it to that and sacked, but wait, he's gonna take up on a damage? Okay. So opponent left himself dead on board. That was kind of weird. Like he could have blocked here and he wouldn't have been in great shape, but I assume he's got like cast outs and stuff, but maybe he just missed it. I don't know. What were we gonna draw if he did block? Because if he blocked, I would have sacked, right? To stop him from gaining life. Is that kind of a 3 block? 1, he's dead, and B, I'd probably still sack. No, I'm probably not sacking, to be honest. I guess I'm just killing that if I can. Alright, whatever. We got a pity chest. Let's open this pity chest. I'm not looking. I've got it covered up with my hand. I'm pulling it back. We got us a common. What do you know? There's another common. And $2 down to drain. Ripperini. Anyway, so that's going to do it for me today. I apologize for being so late, but League of Legends Worlds on right now during the weekends and stuff, um, so it's kind of like taking up a lot of my time. It's like 6 to 7 hours every night. We're going to try to get back on a better schedule at some point, though. But we are continuing to try to stream every day. Let's go see who we're going to host today. We're going to host my buddy Josh. At least I assume it's Josh. So, everybody, go say hi to this guy, make fun of him, you know, be really cool. He's playing Conley Wood's Esper deck. Esper Tokens deck, I guess, which is pretty nice. But I appreciate you guys all coming out. Thank you for all the new follows today. And take care, everybody. Well, maybe I'm not hosting him. I can't get his stream to pop up. Maybe I'm having to find somebody else to host. That's just not loading for me. Alright. Sorry, I guess we're going to look for somebody else to host. I apologize for the delay. Who's playing standard that I know? Not playing standard. Not playing standard. It's just stone nobody's playing standard that I know. Yeah, it doesn't seem like anybody's playing standard. Yeah, I guess I'm gonna host the Magic stream then, and people can like go donate to charity or see what they're doing. Take care, everybody. Sorry about not being able to find somebody to host. Man, this is a sucky time for me to log off then. Later.